TJ, welcome. Good to have you here. What are your expectations for Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers?
Honestly, the same as they would be if he wasn't there. Mike Tomlin is going to be battling himself in NFL history to have a non-losing season. But we assume the Ravens and the Bengals are going to be at the top. And so that's what I think it's going to be. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Baltimore, then the Steelers. I don't see Aaron Rodgers moving the needle. And I'm just going based off of what I saw last year in his last year in Green Bay. You look at the Jets, they had a really good receiver in Garrett Wilson. Steelers have a really good receiver in DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. Good running back in Breece Hall, good running back in Jaylen Warren. Offensive line, let's just say it's a push. The Jets may be slightly better. I would think, and many people would say, the defense very comparable when Salah was a head coach. So what's going to be the difference? If the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers have a good season together, that means Mike Tomlin, Arthur Smith are way better coaches than anything in New York. That's all that's going to tell me. That's just going to tell me that the Jets' offensive coaches last year were that bad that Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin has basically turned Aaron Rodgers around. But my expectations, third in the division, I believe they don't make the playoffs. Too many really good young teams. The Texans are going to be much better. If Tua can stay healthy, the Dolphins are going to be better. The Patriots are going to be better. I don't believe it moves the needle, not for me.
The Jets will be better. What are your expectations, Paul?
Man, before I saw the schedule, I didn't really have high expectations. But when I look at what Russ did for them, I asked myself, is Rodgers today better than Russ? It's close. It's close. But I just look at it like this. Rodgers took this long to sign. He finally was contemplating retirement. If things don't start off well for Pittsburgh, it can go downhill fast. But if they get off to the good start based on what the schedule I'm looking at, you got the Jets. You could probably get that. Seattle, New England, Minnesota, you could go into the bye 3-1. Possibly, but, man, this is a tough one. I think he's going to make them respectable. I think Rodgers has something to prove. You got to understand, he's a 4-time MVP, a Super Bowl champion. And when you're going out, you want to go out on your high horse. I think he's going to have a pretty good season. I expect them to continue the playoff run. At first I didn't, but now I look at the schedule and I see it. I expect them to continue their playoff run, and I expect Rodgers to eventually get Pittsburgh out of the first round.
Yeah, I disagree. Although he doesn't technically work there yet. I'm very appreciative to the internet for informing me of that. I was only, of course, going off of the month-long report that he was eventually going to sign. So now we finally got here. Although he still hasn't officially signed yet. Reportedly, allegedly, he will be a Steeler tomorrow, which is why I was a little bit confused as to why he wouldn't have taken the extra time to be in the building, you know, meet with some of the coaches, meet his teammates, you know, kind of get affiliated with the organization, maybe the training staff.
He's going to do that next week.
Okay, cool. Because time doesn't matter at all. None of these things really matter. You know, anything extra to give you an edge when you're trying to go and win playoff games in the AFC with an organization that you have never played for, with coaches in a system that you've never played in. I mean, who needs extra reps? I mean, who cares about that? So I really don't care that Aaron Rodgers is with the Steelers. I don't think it makes any difference at all. I think he's better than Mason Rudolph, I think, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Is he? Because he's basically the same statistically as Russ was last year. He was with a team that had a ton of young talent, which we are very excited about this year, with essentially the same talents that they had last year, except for a great new tight ends. And he went 5-12 last year, 5 games. But he hasn't won a playoff game since 2020. He missed the playoffs his last year in Green Bay, and he's coming off of an Achilles injury, of which he had surgery in September of 2023. He'll be 42 years old in the middle of this season. I think this will be the first year that Mike Tomlin doesn't have a winning season. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I don't think that they'll be competing for the division, because I think that will go to the Cincinnati Bengals and Lamar Jackson's Ravens. And I really don't understand why the bar is in hell for the Steelers. I don't understand why this is the plan. I don't know why this was the only option. You had Russell Wilson in the building. You had Justin Fields in the building. And now we have a one-year option, 41-year-old who will be 42 midseason to do what?
But to me, when you say all of that, they had Russell Wilson. They didn't want him. They had Justin Fields. They didn't want him. This may be Mike Tomlin saying, watch me go to work. This may be Mike Tomlin saying, I'm going to prove to y'all how great of a coach I am.
But we already know that.
No,
He's had winning seasons with Duck Hodges. Not to
what I'm saying
shade,
is,
but like we don't need him to prove anything.
If Aaron Rodgers plays well with the Pittsburgh Steelers, nobody thinks he's going to play well. Nobody.
I think the Steelers think he's going to play well.
No, the Steelers think he's going to play well, better than the options they had.
Yeah.
They think he's better than the options.
They think he's better than Justin Fields. They think he's better than
Russell Wilson. They think he's better than Mason Rudolph. To me, this is Mike Tomlin being able to prove that I'm not just a defensive coach. I'm a football coach. I can work on the offensive side of the ball also. Because I think that's going to be very critical is how he relates to Aaron Rodgers. Their relationship. Rodgers is who he is. He's had so many things done his way. I want to put this in the game plan. I want this to be in the playbook. I want to do this way. How does that mesh with Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith? How is that going to mesh? And so if they're fortunate enough or lucky enough, whatever you want to call it, good enough to have a season that surprises many, for me, Mike Tomlin, it makes him look that much better as a coach. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to pull what he's pulled in years past with his coaches with Mike Tomlin.
Oh, I disagree. I don't think he's going to change at all. I think there will be some point in the season.
So Mike Tomlin going to have to change here.
No. Mike Tomlin's very good at dealing with lots of different types of personalities. He's proven his ability to do that over the years. I don't think that we will get through an entire season of Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers drama-free. I'm going to take the over on the drama with that. There's almost an impossibility of that happening. I mean, something doesn't start to go his way, people start blaming him for it. He's going to what? Take the blame?
And that's the problem. The players. You didn't want to come to OTAs. You ain't want to get the noise. If things start going bad, you saw what happened in Denver with Russ.
No, they weren't.
You got linemen coming at him during the game.
They weren't mandatory, remember?
And with the quarterback, it's always mandatory. With
Not
the quarterback, it's always mandatory.
Not if you're Aaron Rodgers, because if you don't work there, you don't have to be there.
Put it like this. Your best players. OTAs is for sure voluntary, but we would always say it's voluntary mandatory. Mm-hmm. Your best players, 100% got to be there. If you consider yourself a leader on the team, it don't matter the position. Quarterback, you're going to be there regardless. If it's a receiver, it's an O-line, whoever, defensive line, your best players got to be there from day one.
How many years did you play in the NFL, TJ?
12.
But he's not signed, Joey. How he going to be on the...
Not signed. He doesn't work there yet.
He don't work there
He don't work there yet.
You got to be there. Like, that's... When you're a leader of a team, whether you lead vocally or you lead by example, you got to be there.
Apparently, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you don't. Because he wasn't there. And while I very much understand he did not work there yet, he could have. Because they have already had this deal in place. What were they negotiating? And
that's why they got to do what Paul said. They got to start fast. Yeah, they start fast, everybody going to be like, yeah, we got Aaron. You start slow, now it's going to be two players.
Well, they have a delightful week one because they'll be playing the Jets, who are his former team, with Justin Fields, who's the former quarterback.
Is that New York or in Pittsburgh?
It's in New York.
In New York.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Very.
Listen,
you think he's not going to be
NFL
motivated?
knows what they're doing.
Both sides going to be motivated.
With the schedule.
Aaron Rodgers going to be super motivated because of the way he felt like Aaron Glenn treated him, the New York Jets
Don't let Mason catch a touchdown in that game and they win. Do not let that happen.
If they start fast, then now you got the team, the players, the Cam Haywards that said some negative things at one point. You got them on board. If they start slow,
that's what I'm saying.
It's going to be a problem because Mason Rudolph has had success being a quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not like he's a flunky. He's had success being a starter, winning record.
Yeah.
And so those first 4 games, the first month, September is very important for the Steelers. Very important.
They can get out to a good start. They can get out to. You know what happens when you start playing well.
The tough part of their season is on the back end.
The last 8 weeks, brutal.
That's what it was this past season.
The last 8 weeks is brutal.
And it fell apart.
And they got them,
They might only got 2 wins left in the last 8 weeks. Now that I look at it.
No, you're absolutely right. If they start fast, that will help to temper any kind of drama. Because if it goes slow out the gate, it's gonna heat up very quickly.
If it's a fast start without Aaron Rodgers being a catalyst to the fast start, is it still the same?
Yeah, I don't think that matters. Because in Pittsburgh, well, let me say this properly. It used to be about winning. The bottom line was just win. Where I feel like Pittsburgh has lost its way, and this is why this move is very confusing to me, is that the standard used to be Super Bowl. Now it feels like the standard is we just got to win a playoff game, however we can make that happen. And that's not what the Pittsburgh Steelers are. But that's why I feel like the bar has been lowered. Like, it's just like, okay, we have winning seasons, and if we get to the playoffs, cool. Yeah, we haven't won a playoff game in a while. Like, playoffs, it was a given we were going to the playoffs. A given. Like, that's not even a question. We'll be in the playoffs. How far in the playoffs are we going? Are we going to the AFC Championship game, or is it the Super Bowl?
I know.
That's not the bar anymore.
Yeah.
So this is very much giving, this is giving skinny jeans. Like, this is giving the hair dye doesn't match. Like, you're rich. Just put on a quarter zip and go to Wally's. You don't have to do all that.
But
this is what the Steelers are giving right now.
If you're in that division, when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, they still the Steelers. We used to play them, I promise you.
They're still the Steelers because their defense is
listen,
solid.
Our coaches used to walk into the meeting room, I promise you, like they was playing the game. Like, what y'all nervous for? Like, y'all not even playing. Like, we play any other team, they come in the meeting room on Wednesday, it's whatever. We play the Steelers, the energy is different.
Yeah.
They come, it's a 2-chin strap type of game. Like, they stay in that regular season game. You ain't say that last week, and you ain't going to say it next week. And so the Steelers, they got this reputation across, at least when I was playing, they respect it.
Yeah.
And you know it's not going to be an easy game,
right. But
I don't know if it's the same from when I played to what they are now, because they not the same.
I think they're still respected, but it's just it doesn't feel like the standard is the same.
Them coaches are not walking into the meeting on Wednesday feeling like, hey, we got to play our best game of the season. They not walking in there. It's a different type of energy.
Well, Rodgers will team up with Mike Tomlin, who has been the Steelers coach since 2007. Tomlin has never had a losing season, but he has not won a playoff game since 2016, and overall has a losing record in the postseason of 8-11. So Mike Tomlin's a future Hall of Famer, across the league considered to be one of the best coaches in the league. But over the past couple years, there has been a little bit of some murmurs about how safe he is with Pittsburgh, as silly as that is. But is this a make or break season for Mike Tomlin, TJ?
I don't believe any season is make or break for Mike T. He's proven. Like, what he's done, you can't discredit, you can't take it away. If they don't play well, it's not on him. He's won with less. And so he's obviously won a Super Bowl. To me, he's one of the... To me, coaches they're more like psychologists. We're going to treat everybody the same, but everybody's different. And I think that's what he does a really good job at, is he lets everybody be themselves, but if you start to cross the line, now it's a problem. And I think that's where, for me, with Mike Tomlin, if they have a losing season, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. They didn't have the weapons. They haven't had a quarterback since Big Ben, and that's their problem. They keep we make the playoffs. We don't have a losing season. Oh, you're going to draft late teens, early 20s.
Right.
You can never get that quarterback that can put you over the hump. Now, who's going to take the blame or the credit if things go good or bad? That's going to be that's what I'm interested in. Because if they start winning, Aaron Rodgers is not going to say anything, but I told y'all. This is me. This is what I do. I told y'all.
Oh, no, he going to say something.
He going to say
something. But listen, if
it goes bad, then what?
Then it's going to be everybody else's fault.
But to me, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, so it can't be his fault.
If they have a losing season. No, if they have a losing season,
Rodgers is going to have to be the scapegoat. Take all the credit, A-Rod. We cool. Take all the credit.
Yeah.
Just make sure you take all the blame also.
No, if they have a losing season, it will have to be Rodgers' fault. It's never happened.
Right.
100%.
This is all on Rodgers. Everything. Win, it's him. Lose, it's on him. Now, Mike Tomlin, to what you just said, TJ, I had to think about it. It's Mike Tomlin. If you can fire a coach like Bill Belichick and all he's done, that don't make Mike Tomlin safe if they have a losing season.
If Belichick wasn't bulletproof, what made Tomlin?
Exactly, and this is the greatest coach ever. I know he didn't make playoffs in his last few. Belichick, Mike Tomlin continues to make them, and they haven't given him what he's needed. Hasn't had a quarterback since Ben.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. They just haven't found their quarterback of the future. But I truly believe that at this stage, he's been there long enough that the team can go in a different direction because the fans are tired of making it to the playoffs and losing game one. Being a wild card, losing game one. At some point, they're going to have to start a full rebuild in Pittsburgh. At some point, to get the foundation to where they can get back to the glory days. I just truly believe that.
I guess it feels like that's next year. Because this feels like a Band-Aid for what they have going on this year.
It is.
And he's only going to play 1 year, Aaron Rodgers. Where I will say Aaron Rodgers is not taking a lot of risk is if they have a winning season but don't make the playoffs, so he doesn't mess up Mike Tomlin's unbelievable streak, he can then ride off into the sunset with some dignity. Because obviously he didn't want to leave the league with what happened with the Jets last year, or he wouldn't be playing this year. But if he did retire, it's not like anybody would care. Like, he's done what he needs to do in this league. His legacy is cemented. We're not going to remember or talk about what happened with the Jets. We may not talk about what happens with the Steelers unless it goes terribly. Yeah. If it's a complete catastrophe, which I don't think it'll be a complete catastrophe. I
think the only way we talk about Aaron Rodgers is if it goes great. Because I believe many are going to assume it's going to be a catastrophe.
No, okay, I don't think it's going to be a catastrophe. Like, I don't think it's going to be that bad.
I could see 6-11. Is that a catastrophe?
Yeah, that's.
I can see that.
That's bad.
In 5 years,
7-10, best.
We won't even in 5 years. We won't even remember he played for the Steelers. The only way we're going to remember the only way we remember he played for the Steelers if they get to the AFC Championship.
No, if they win a playoff game with Aaron Rodgers, it won't matter. It will. Because they haven't in a long time, because he hasn't in a long time, because Mike Tomlin hasn't in a long time, and because this is essentially his last year playing football. Mm-hmm. So it will matter if they do that, even if they don't make it to the AFC Championship game. If he can go to Pittsburgh with the rut that they've been in and win a playoff game, that will matter. But I don't even think that he, as a player, needs to go to the playoffs or win a playoff game for this to be a soft landing for his exit from the NFL. It'll just be neutral. The Steelers will have done what they've been doing, and he will have sort of erased our memory of what happened with the Jets. Mm-hmm. But the risk is if it doesn't come out to that. If they do have a losing season for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career, if they did all this nonsense, and on top of that...
That would be great for the Steelers.
Why? If they have a losing season, they can get another quarterback.
Now they can get their quarterback. Right. Now they can draft in the top 10 and get their quarterback.
The other risk is that Justin Fields does a great job with the Jets and ends up being their franchise quarterback. I don't know that Russell Wilson having a good year with the Giants is going to matter so much because Russ is no longer in his prime. But if Justin Fields ends up being great and Aaron Rodgers ends up being terrible, it's going to be an exciting season. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.